It's the Bianca Burwell Show. Yeah, many radio stations, you need just one. Then you find a 935 drive time is the best. Coming through your radio. She hot. What you got for your radio, Doc? From Atlanta to the Cayman, internet gaming out of East and the West, both know what you're saying. And it's like for days, she lift me up like I'm a friend. 2-7. Loving what you play. Out with the old one, in with the new one. Beat drops radio, beat drops radio. The Bianca Burwell Show. Bianca Burwell Show. Beat drops radio. Let's go. It's the Bianca Burwell Show. It's the Bianca Burwell Show. It's the Bianca Burwell Show. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. You guys, it's a pretty day outside, but it's hot. I'm pretty sure that you are enjoying it wherever you are. The calling number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223. The listen line is 401-347-0418. That is the listen line. You can dial that from just about any number. The only number I think that you can't dial it from is if you have Magic Jack. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So 401-347-0418 is the listen line. If you want to see everything that's happening as it happens, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com, click on Watch Live, and you'll be able to see me chilling, talking to you. The Q&A box is open in case you want to chit-chat and all of that with me, and you're sitting at your cubicle and you can't call. Facebook also is always open. You guys can chat with me there. Social media, just saying, or Twitter. Just make sure that you hashtag or @ me, the TheBeatDropsRadio, or @BeatDropsRadio. And today we got an interesting show. We got some serious stuff that's taking place still up there in Ferguson, and that is Missouri, with all the protests and the police throwing tear gas. Good gosh. Hair tips by Miami B. Always looking forward to that. Damon Dash has filed a $25 million lawsuit against director Lee Daniels. Good gracious, dude. Congressional delegation calls for feds to investigate Eric Garner's death up there in New York. Child Services visits a grandma who apparently put a baby in a roaster with like potatoes and stuff. Took pictures, put it on the internet because they thought it was cute. Child Services says that ain't cute. And they said, hello, we need to talk to you. Just saying, people got some crazy stuff that they do. So at any rate, strap in. We got an interesting show for you today. Like I said, up first, we got hair tips by Miami B. I'm looking forward to that to see what it is that we got that she's going to be talking about today. I'm excited. So we got a wide variety of music that we'll be playing on today's show. So we'll kick it off as usual with some hot stuff. Ariana Grande, Iggy Azalea, Problem, right here on the Bianca Burwell Show, the TheBeatDropsRadio. Keep it up. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. And every time I get an opportunity to hear this segment, I get excited. Just saying, because I never know what I'm going to learn. So right now, we are going to get Hair Tips by Imani B. We're going to get her on the line right now. The calling number is 404-826-9223. The listen line is 401-347-0418. Uh-oh. Well, we'll give her a moment. Sometimes that's what happens on live radio. When you're trying to get the person on the line, and it might be a bad connection, we don't know. So let's give her an opportunity. One of the things I like about this particular segment is you get an opportunity to ask questions and send in a whole bunch of stuff. So, all right. We're going to give it one more time. And then we may have to swing that segment to a little bit later. Let's see. One more again. Let's try it one more again. That's a possibility she could be down at the same time. So let's try one more time, y'all. Imani B, where you at? Trying to get her on the line. There we go. Imani B, we thought we lost you.
I don't know what was going on. I was trying to pick up, then I hung up. Then, of course, my phone didn't want to let me pick up, so I was like, oh, good.
No, you didn't. We're good. How you doing today?
I'm just fine, thank you. How about yourself?
It's been a long day thus far, but we are making it pretty good. And as always, we are looking forward to hearing Hair Tips by Imani B. What you got for us on today? Because I know you done got a whole bunch of stuff in your arsenal. What you gonna let us have today?
Well, today not much, but just a little something that every female has experienced. I want to talk about the burnt hair smell. Everybody knows what the burnt hair smell is. Everybody has either had it on their head or has done someone and ended up with the burnt hair smell. Like, it's very warm. It's very normal for us. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about how to get rid of the burnt hair smell, okay?
All right.
Now, why do you get the burnt hair smell? How does that even come to existence? Well, when you take a flat iron or you take a curling iron, any iron that you take to your head, okay, and if that's on a high heat setting, and then you turn around and keep going over your hair multiple times with that, eventually you're going to get a burnt hair smell, especially if you have not sprayed your hair down with either hairspray or a heat protectant. Your hair is cooking if you don't do that. It's just automatically just cooking with the heat, okay? Literally.
Yeah, that's not good.
And especially if you have your heat settings on the highest of the high that it can be on. Your hair is cooking and it's burning. And it's getting just brittle and the ends are getting more and more split. Burnt hair smells. Many people know the burnt hair smell, but what causes the burnt hair smell? The cause of the burnt hair smell and the result of it is not really known. It tells you the cause, but with the burnt hair smell, comes, of course, when you flat iron your hair. But what people don't know is sometimes when you're going through that long process, or say you get your weave done or whatnot, your hair is getting more damaged in the process. There needs to be some heat protectant on your hair. Get you some Blue Magic. Blue Magic works with magic. Get you some pressing oil. Get hairspray. Always put something on your hair. Not perfume. stuff that protects your hair before you put an iron to it. Because your hair is cooking, you're damaging your hair follicles as well as the cuticles, as well as if your ends are, say, you're doing all of this, and your ends aren't even done yet. Okay, so say you didn't clip your ends, or let's say your hair is in bad condition, and you decide to put an iron through it. That's an automatic bad combination.
Oh, wow.
That'll just make it worse, which brings the result of the burnt hair smell.
All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Do not exclude the blow dryers either. Please don't.
So the blow dryers do the same thing, is what you're saying?
Yes, blow dryers do the exact same thing. Exact same thing. If you're going into a salon, it's not abnormal for if you see a whole bunch of blow dryers out that the burnt hair smell isn't in there, because that is heat as well. And your hair is being stretched out, when your hair is being blow dried. So that includes that. Anything related to heat, you're going to get the burnt hair smell if you don't put anything on your hair. And if you're overcooking your hair. Remember when I told you guys that all hair has a maximum heat resistance? All hair does. So if you go over that, so say the maximum heat that your hair can take is 350. You don't know that, of course. Nobody knows that. But if you're going over 350 and you cooking that thing at 410, 430, your hair is going to stink. It's going to stink. Expect it to stink.
So one question. So after, like, your hair is cooking like that, is there any recovery after you just cooked your hair to almost death?
Well, yeah, there's recovery. You just got to wait a couple days or a day for your hair to not smell so burnt. Even if your hair is burnt, okay, say you just got finished flat ironing your hair, okay? And you got the burnt hair smell real bad. It's just terrible, okay?
It's terrible.
So, it's very pronounced when the smell first gets in your hair, okay? But after a while, of course, you don't smell it anymore because it's on you. Your nose becomes immune to the smell. Just because you don't smell it don't mean other people can't smell it, okay? During the day, it will die down, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have the burnt hair smell anymore. Majority of the time, what I did whenever I would get that, because your hair stinks, especially for my extension wearers. If you wear extensions, your hair will hold that smell, especially if it's synthetic hair at that. It will stink to the brink of extinction. So what you need to do is wash the living daylights out of your hair.
Wash your hair. Should we condition it too? Just put some conditioner in it?
The whole shebang. Don't put nothing extra in your hair because it's a distinct smell. It really is. Okay. Please. So back to what I was saying before. Your hair is cooking, okay? Your max heat temperature was 350, okay? But you're cooking it at 410 or 430, all right?
Right.
You're gonna get it, okay? Hair within itself. Okay, I'm so serious. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get the burnt hair smell. Now, how do I know what my max heat temperature is?
Exactly. That's the question I had. That's the question.
Good question. If you are cooking your hair, if your hair's max heat temperature is 350, or if it's 400, just applying, like, you can do test strips in your hair, honestly. Really? Don't be afraid to test stuff on your hair. Try different heat settings, okay? But don't try too high, because not everybody's hair is immune to temperatures at 450. Okay, you just can't do that. So try different strips of your hair, okay? You can always put heat protect in your hair, but you can start at 200 on one end of your hair, start at do 350 in the middle, and do maybe 410 or 420 at one side of your hair. So you should know around what heat setting your hair starts to stink, or what hair setting your hair just can't take it anymore. Okay.
Good idea.
Burnt hair smell is around that time where your hair is either reaches max heat temp, or you're
Gotcha.
The burnt hair smell is also, when you get the burnt hair smell, please expect for it. If it's your natural hair, some of your hair will come out because the burnt hair smell just isn't something you can just like bang. Here goes the odor. Shabba-dang. You can't just do that. No. Because of the burnt hair smell, there has to be some stress in your hair. Like when somebody goes to get a Dominican hair blowout, I expect that when I go into the Dominican hair salon. You are going to smell burnt hair. After a while, you cannot, I don't care what anybody has to say, you cannot go and get a Dominican blowout every 2 days because your hair will ultimately fall out and you will have bald spots. Why? Because when you get a Dominican blowout, those are super high heat settings in your hair. That's nothing but pure heat. And especially when your hair becomes dry, when it's no longer wet, you're still getting the blowout. So your hair becomes more brittle and more susceptible to hair damage and breakage, and your ends being more split, and your hair in that worse condition. You won't feel like you have any hair on your head after you finish with that blowout. It'll look lovely, but you won't feel like you have anything. You'll be looking like a skin. You'll be feeling like a skin chicken. You go and do that every 2 days, 2, 3 days. You're not gonna have the same serious look at all.
A skin chicken, no? Oh man.
Yeah, a skin chicken. Get the Dominican blowout every 2 to 3 days is the same as saying, hey, let me curl my hair again after I just curved it. After I just curved it over video. No, you don't do that. You just don't do that. You ain't gonna have no hair.
No, and bald is not the new normal for a lot of us women.
Now, one thing that you can do with getting rid of the burnt hair smell, if you still have it after you wash your hair, I'm so sorry. But I mean, at the same time, it is what it is. You just have to figure out what to do to get rid of it. Now, one thing you can do, because baking soda just works, it just works. It works for hair.
Really? Baking soda?
You can add a teaspoon, you can add a teaspoon of baking soda to your like regular shampoo, spare shampoo, or you can do a home remedy. Add it to a home, if your shampoo is home remedy, add a teaspoon of baking soda to that. Massage the mixture. Massage that into your hair, okay? Get to clean everything. Get the roots, the ends, everything, okay? Now leave that in your hair for 5 minutes, okay? Don't be short doing it and don't overdo it, okay? Rinse after 5 minutes, okay? And condition your hair as usual, all right?
5 minutes, y'all. 5
minutes. All right, rinse it out, do the conditioner, all that good stuff, and the smell should not be there any longer, okay? If it is still there, be creative. Rub a scented dryer sheet over your brusher comb.
Really?
That actually, people say, oh,
yeah,
it really does. Run the brusher comb through your hair, okay? That scent from the dryer sheet, that will help to match the burnt hair smell in your hair until your next shampoo.
Interesting. Never heard of that before, ever. Thank you so much.
No problem. You just have to be really creative when it comes to hair. Hair is an art, and hair is also full of science at that. So it's all about what can you do to match this or help that, or what can I do with this? Can I make this or make that? It's all about, of course, with hair. Well, I know I skip it a lot. So a lot of stuff that you think that won't work actually works. Some stuff that you think that won't benefit your hair, like bone marrow on your hair,
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow helps your hair.
What the put bone marrow?
You get your own bone marrow now. You can go to the butcher shop. You can actually go to the butcher shop and ask for some bone marrow. Bone marrow, just typical bone marrow. Put it in your hair, leave it in there for some time, and that'll actually help to shine your hair.
Golly, all right, bone marrow.
Bone marrow. It's gooey. Don't expect it to be nice and silky. But it's gooey, but it does the job, actually. When you think about it, hair always goes back to natural, like home remedies. Stuff from the ground, potatoes, the fruits like aloe or olive oil,
Natural stuff. Natural stuff.
Always go natural. Yeah,
Okay.
natural is always the best key. Don't get shampoo with sulfur in it. Please don't. No, don't do it. Because that will strip all your nutrients out.
Don't want that.
And that concludes Hair Tips by Money.
All right, we appreciate it. How can they get in contact with you, Miss Lady?
So you can always contact me through the Beatdrops Radio. You can also follow me on IG. I'm a little follower. I do follow back. I might call your phone up too. Imani_Tyree. IMANI_TYRE. You can also email me. I do respond. ImaniBurwell@gmail.com. IMANIBURWELL@gmail.com.
Cool beans. All right, next week. Right now, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, flawless. Thank you, Miss Lady. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds like a fantastic time. What about the ladies? I know some ladies.
Ladies are coming to this number. Yes, you could have.
My mother shaped me as an actor, as a musician, as a human being. So when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, it was like out of time for family hands. And she died when she was only 56. So this is personal. And I'm through my heart making sure we come back. You can't prevent colorectal cancer if you're 50 or older. It's
You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And also those that are watching, the calling number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223. The call. The listen line is 401-347-0418. 401-347-0418. You can use that from almost any kind of phone, except for if you have the Magic Jack. Apparently, there's a problem with Magic Jack, but any other phone you can call and listen. Of course, the desktop, TheBeatDropsRadio.com, it automatically start playing. You don't have to do anything. And for the smart devices, you can on your browser or whatever, the Beat D, that's the letter D, dot fastcast4, the number 4, letter U.com, and you'll hear us as well. Just say play. And blue screen, all that, it'll spin all around for you. All kinds of stuff is going on, but let me say this first. This Sunday, there's an event, the album release party, at least that's what has been dubbed, I believe, the album release party for Dave Tolliver. Dave Tolliver, formerly of Men at Large, well, actually, he still is of Men at Large. Also, him, Dave Tolliver, Jay Millie, and El Garf have a show here, Full Belly Radio, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that and listen in. All kinds of craziness happens. I never know who's coming in, so I'm just as shocked as you are. So at any rate, make sure you tune in on Wednesday nights to listen to them. But Dave Tolliver, Coca Cabana in Tucker off La Vista Road, Coca Cabana. All right, you want to make sure you get there early. It's going to be all kinds of folks coming in. Celebrities coming through. The TheBeatDropsRadio will be in force there. We'll also be taking those congrats and all of that. Press junket. We set up right there so all you guys can come in and say congratulations and all of that to Dave Tolliver and wishing him well. He already with his single Home hit number 4 on the Billboard, which is great. So you guys want to make sure you be in the building if you're in and around the Atlanta area. Coca Cabana, Tucker, La Vista Road. If you're not sure where that is, look it up. We're going to have a great time, though. So you want to get in there. It's a Sunday evening, so get in there around 9 o'clock. So you get a spot because they're expecting a packed crowd, and I am excited to be part of that, so that's great. All right, now September the 6th, the TheBeatDropsRadio and Inspired Images LLC has partnered up, and we are putting on a show there, day party, in the Chattanooga, downtown Chattanooga area at Mocha Restaurant and Music Lounge that is located downtown Chattanooga, 511 Broad Street. 511 Broad Street. Tickets are available right now online. It is featuring Kelvin Turnbull and friends. They're going to be killing it. That's our live band. And we're still looking for a couple opening acts, you know, spoken word artists, or, you know, if you got the vocals, up and coming artists or whatever, submit your stuff to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com. We'll consider you for opening up. We are going to have a great time. Drink specials. It's a full kitchen day party in Chattanooga at Mocha Restaurant and Music Lounge. It's $15 general admission. Early bird tickets are $12, available online right now. All you got to do is go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com. On the homepage, you'll see buy tickets. It's orange and it's huge. Just click on that, take you right to the ticketing page. Or you can go to acousticcafe.eventb, that's BEE.com, and get the tickets. Now, some of you all may want to see the show, and you're not able to go to Chattanooga. That's all right. We have pay-per-view tickets available and the link, so you'll be able to log on and watch the show. Early bird tickets for that is $2.99, and general $5.99. So it's advantageous to get your tickets early and in advance. We are going to have a phenomenal time in Chattanooga. So make sure if you're in and around the area, support your girl, support the station, TheBeatDropsRadio.com, and Inspired Images. And speaking of Inspired Images, Inspired Talk Radio, hosted by D-Man, and I believe he has a guest co-host, will be coming on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in for that. They always have a great show as well, right here on the Beat Drops Radio. And we're also accepting pitches for new and exciting shows. You gotta make sure it's family friendly, though. Family friendly. People do listen to us at all times of the day, so make sure you submit your ideas. Even if you are not residing in the Atlanta area, if you have pre-recorded shows, we accept those as well. Just saying. Trying to give an opportunity to those that are looking and have been working hard and looking for a platform. So now that I got that out of the way, it's some things happening in the news right now, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it, but I'm going to go back for just a moment and talk about Eric Gardner. Eric Gardner is the New York gentleman, I believe he's 43 years old, that was choked to death on the streets of New York in front of ridiculous amounts of witnesses and also cell phones that were recording at the time. And interestingly enough, during this incident, afterwards, the report that we're hearing right now that the police initially filed was that Mr. Gardner had suffered cardiac arrest. And then finally, you know, the technology is something. I really appreciate technology now. But technology has enabled us to be able to see exactly what's going on when this happens. We don't have to rely just on what the police decide to tell us or how they rally behind one another when someone is wrong, just so that the police department as a whole does not look bad. But the actual truth behind that was that they choked that man to absolute death. That's what they did. So the latest on this is a half a dozen members of the city's congressional delegation are calling for a federal investigation into Eric Garner's case and the NYPD's broken windows crime-fighting strategy. Okay, this is coming from New York Daily News. I have plenty of news sources that I look at, and it just struck me, and I wanted to, especially in light of what's happened with in St. Louis and Ferguson, right outside of St. Louis, a suburb, and the feds are involved in that. What's going on with that? U.S. Representatives Hakeem Jeffries, Gregory Meeks, and Yvette Clark called Thursday for the U.S. Department of Justice to open investigations into both the controversial tactic of aggressively enforcing low-level offenses to prevent more serious ones, a cornerstone of NYPD policing, and the July 17th death of Staten Island man after being placed in a chokehold by a police officer. Now, the family of Eric Garner deserves an independent and impartial investigation. We do understand that, and this is what Jeffries is saying. The only way for that to happen is for the Department of Justice to step in and get involved. Is he right? How do you guys feel about that? Is he right? Some people may say yay, some people say nay. I say yay. Now, the trio joined 3 New York congressional colleagues, Charles Rangel, Nadia Velasquez, and Jose Serrano, in sending a letter to the Attorney General Eric Holder about the case. The nation's top prosecutor has said his office is, quote, closely monitoring the city probe into Garner's death. It's just absolutely terrible that this situation took place. But Mr. Garner's death has taken place in the context of a broken windows policing strategy that appears to target communities of color for the enforcement of minor violations and low-level criminal offenses. To the extent the NYPD is engaging in a racially selective law enforcement campaign pursuant to its broken windows approach, the constitutional and federal civil rights of Black and Latino residents may be in jeopardy. I find this real interesting, you guys. So nearly 1 month now after a bystander videotaped a cop wrapping his forearm around the bulky Gardner's neck and then several others piling on top of him. In the footage, you guys can see this. It's all over the internet right now. You guys can take a look and see if you haven't already. I don't know anybody who hasn't, but if you haven't, you can see this. You can go to YouTube and see what happened with this here. No criminal charges still have been filed against anyone at this time. So I think some of the concerns here in New York are that nothing has happened after a period of time in regards to after the incident has taken place, and that's what Mr. Meeks is saying. So the letter here, and is dated for August the 12th. And the letter here is written. I do have it. I'm thinking about posting it up on our Facebook fan page. Do you guys think I should post it? I probably should post it so you guys can see exactly what was written. Matter of fact, I think I am going to go ahead and post this letter that was written to Attorney General Holder so you guys can see the language that is in it and all of those that have signed in agreement with this. Officer Daniel Pantaleo, who applied the chokehold, and the other cops who helped take Garner down were awaiting the results of the Staten Island District Attorney's investigation. So we know that Garner died as a result of police, choking him, and they're saying that they were arresting him for selling loosies. Now, what loosies are, and that's LOOSIS. What that is that in the state of New York, so I understand it, they have a very high tax on cigarettes. Okay, and what that does, whenever there's a high tax on something, that creates a market for those who are opportunists. There are opportunists everywhere to sell individual cigarettes for no tax. Okay, that means that cuts the government out of making money. All right, so these are untaxed single cigarettes that people sell. So Pantaleo employed the illegal hold while bringing Garner to the sidewalk, and the city medical examiner declared a death a homicide after an autopsy. Now, I appreciate the examiner because he could have very well said, oh, it was cardiac arrest. That's what happened. But no, he was like, yeah, that was definitely a chokehold. He did a homicide. So the suspect immediately began shouting, and you guys can hear it on the video that he couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He said that audibly at least 4 to 5 times. You guys may have heard more, but I heard it at least 4 times myself. Handcuffed. He was handcuffed over his protest and left lying on the ground until an ambulance arrived. He was already dead. They choked the man to death. So Clark is saying there must be strongest disciplinary action taken against those officers found to violate this prohibition, that chokehold. So now, no one is saying that Mr. Garner hadn't had his run-ins with the police in times past, not at all. But the problem that I have is them choking him to death and lying initially, saying that he died of a cardiac arrest, and that wasn't the case, trying to cover themselves. But I'm telling you, those cell phones with the cameras, they are not anyone's friend who is conducting or doing something dirty or illegal. Would you agree? Just saying. Coming up, we are going to be talking about something that oh my goodness, Damon Dash, what's going on, man? Apparently he is in some serious debt, and he said, you know what? All y'all owe me some money, and I want my money now. So keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We're going to be talking about Damon Dash and his $25 million lawsuit against director Lee Daniels. Some of you guys know Lee Daniels. You guys watched The Butler? The Butler was a really good movie. To me, it was a really good movie. Some people didn't want to see it because they thought it was going to be stereotypical type, yes or massa type situation, but it really was a good movie, and it was based off of a true story. Okay? So keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We'll be back after this. We're going to throw some Funkadelic in there. Funkadelic, One Nation Under Groove. Keep it locked.
We're on a portal. 3, 2, 1. By One Direction, we've teamed up with Office Depot. Together, we're launching an education program aimed at creating fully free schools across America. Join us and be brave and true. Yes. Celebrate being original and empowered. Courageous and unique. Confident and successful. Simply put, choose to live nice. We designed limited edition products to raise $1 million for anti-bullying education in schools across America. Come on, fellas! Visit an Office Depot store or visit OfficeDepot.com/together. Live time, love everyone, move together against bullying. My life is full of statistics. The thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself. But I did, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them. Inspire a student and share your views.
You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show. We give you music, news, talk, and entertainment. Creating a platform that's positive for everybody of all ages, backgrounds, genres, all that stuff. Don't forget, new artists, indie artists, in order to be played or considered to be played on the station, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com and right on the front page there, at the top it says submit your music. Click there, follow all the guidelines, make sure it's clean, family friendly, all of that, mixed, mastered, and I would suggest, this is my professional opinion, for you to be a member of a performing rights organization, or PRO. Performing rights organizations such as BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, you understand? And also register your music with Sound Exchange, it's free, and SoundScan. Okay, they're the ones that keep up with how many times your record has been spent. You do not call the station directly to ask them, hey, how many times did you play our record? Just saying. So those are the steps that you want to take. And also, I love New Music Mondays, but we have new artists right here on the station, either on the phone or otherwise, because we had Melba Moore break her new single here, as well as others. I love New Music Monday and talking to new artists and also those that are coming back onto the scene. It's been gone for maybe a little while, and they got some new releases. So, just saying. So, in the news, like I mentioned prior to my going on break here, Damon Dash, say it ain't so, man. We remember Damon Dash from his Rockefeller days, and Jay-Z. They created, the whole Rockefeller records. Okay, huge. And Damon Dash ended up selling off his portion of the company to Jay-Z, which might not have been a wise move now looking back, because hindsight is always 20/20, meaning that you can see perfectly after something has already taken place or you're dealing with a certain situation. So Damon Dash files $25 million lawsuit against Hollywood director Lee Daniels for his same production work that he's done. So here's how it goes down. Apparently Damon Dash has blown through about $50 million. Okay, and this is according to New York Daily News. Okay, blown through $50 million and is reportedly to be just ridiculously deep in debt. And he claims that director Lee Daniels owes him money. That's what he's saying. On half a dozen films, all right, including The Butler, Precious, and The Paperboy. Did y'all know about that? I didn't know anything about that. All right, so he also charges that Daniel cheated him out of executive producer credits on those movies, The Butler and all of that. He says he never received money from Mr. Daniels that he promised him. He said he swore to God that he would give him his money back. All right, this is according to Damon Dash's lawyer. All right, Dash pumped at least $2 million into Daniels films and got nothing in return, despite the box office success and movies generated. The Butler ranked in, it brought in at least about $100 million. That's what they're saying, putting Daniels among the few African-American filmmakers to score such a triumph. Is that interesting, y'all? The lawyer also said that Daniels treated Dash's generosity like a running tab at a bar. He said, put it on this tab. He'll get you a little bit later. So I don't know how you guys think about that or how you feel about it, but if I'm giving somebody some money and maybe he didn't have his paperwork right, I don't know. So fed up with Daniel's broken promises, Damon Dash finally felt like he had no alternative but to take legal action and filed the lawsuit Thursday in Manhattan Supreme Court. Dude went to Supreme Court. Jeez. Although Dash did get producer credit on some of Daniel's early films, like the 2004 flick, The Woodsman, starring Kevin Bacon, and the 2005 crime thriller Shadow Boxer, starring Cuba Gooding and Helen Mirren, he says he was not compensated for the work. Dash's name is missing entirely from the roster of producers in the latter films. Okay. In addition to Daniels, Dash is suing Simone Sheffield of Canyon Entertainment, who was a producer of Shadow Boxer. He wants $1 million from her. Daniels' publicist declined to comment. Dash, who made a fortune after founding Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z and then selling his share, like I said, to Jay-Z, has been the target of a series of lawsuits in recent years for not paying his bills, including one from a woman who he apparently rented her home for a year, and he didn't pay. What's going on? And apparently also his teenage child's mother is suing him as well. Now, it seems to me that the two of them should be able to work out something, seeing as though that you do have a child together. That might be the best thing to do in regards to that situation and making sure that it's kept, together. I don't know. My question would be for Damon Dash as to why would you wait so long? I mean, you're talking about a series of films. Precious, The Butler, Shadow Boxer, it's several films that have been made. And if Lee Daniels owes you money, by all means he needs to pay you money. But also too, I must say that if the paperwork wasn't together, jeez. Now, it's very ambitious to go directly to the Supreme Court. I don't know if he tried in lower level courts and did not gain any success there. That's something that no one has reported on. But this right here, $25 million, that's a lot of money. And if you are in debt, like it's alluding, or sources have alluded that Damon Dash is that far that he blew through $50 million. How do you blow through $50 million? I mean, somebody should have been pulling this man's coattail like, hey, you really need to slow down a little bit. That's just entirely too much money that you just spending. Or he might have had a whole bunch of yes men around him. I did see him quite brief. Well, it was brief on a reality show in New York, and that was with Christy. Was it Jim Jones? Was it Chrissy and Mr. Jones? I can't remember how that thing went, but it was a spinoff from Love and Hip Hop that started in Atlanta. And Chrissy, who is with Jim Jones, rapper, decided that she wanted to start some type of a clothing line, and Damon Dash was in on that situation, and she wanted to get in on this like a fashion show that was coming up soon. Saw Damon Dash there. Next time I saw Damon Dash, he was filming reporters filming him from some type of situation that he had going on, and he said he was putting that out on social media as well. So Damon Dash, he's kind of going through it right now, you guys. We all have had our ups and downs, but don't wait till $25 million. Like, you should have been saying something at $1 million. That's just my thought. So keep it locked right here. We got some more stuff that's coming up. Child Services visits a grandma who puts the grandbaby in a roaster and thinks that it's cool. I don't know. Keep it like right here. Stevie Wonder, all I do. We'll be back. TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com to set up an appointment today. Act quickly as we are gearing up for the new year and expanding our network to include interesting, creative, fun, original, and captivating shows. And this is just like you. We are a family-friendly, top 40 pop and R&B station located in the Atlanta metro area. Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area and have pre-recorded shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't delay and email us today to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com. Please don't put this one. I'm putting it all over the line. It's wet. You need something. Don't break my music. Let's get it. You ready to try it? Come on, baby. Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy. It's okay. They need surprise. I actually took another sip. You saw it? Search Weekend for more ideas about food and kids. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station. Again, this Sunday we are going to be celebrating with Dave Tolliver, the TheBeatDropsRadio's own personality, Full Belly Radio, along with his co-hosts, Jay Millie and El Garv. Comes on every Wednesday here on the TheBeatDropsRadio, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, Inspired Talk Radio, hosted by D-Man, and I believe he has a guest host coming in tonight. Make sure you stay tuned in, 7 o'clock, to listen to their show. Always interesting. Never know who's going to be on there. Make sure you stay tuned in. All right, so a couple of things I want to talk about prior to my time expiring here. I got about 25 minutes. So I was just looking at the headlines. And, okay, I got like 3 things. All right, so let me do it like this. I was looking at the Huffington Post, and I happened to see a caption that says family. It's saying cops trying, quote, character assassination. That's what it says. So, of course, that intrigued me. I want to see what in the heck is going on now. Now, we all know about the situation that took place not long ago where unarmed 18-year-old Michael Brown was gunned down in Ferguson, which is a suburb of St. Louis. He was shot several times by the police and killed. Multiple times he was shot. In the face, in the body, all of that. We've heard eyewitnesses' accounts. We've also heard his friend Dorian Johnson, who was with him, the one individual that was with him. And at this point in time, we still have not heard anything regarding whether he's been questioned by the police yet. They've taken a statement. Is that even when the situation happened and they roped off everything, he still had not yet been asked for his account, which I thought was quite interesting, just the same as everyone else who was paying attention to the story. All right, so the family of Michael Brown released a statement. They released a statement. The statement from both the family and their lawyers was tweeted out by attorney Ben Crump after police announced Darren Wilson as the officer who shot Brown. Darren Wilson. And named the teen as a suspect in a robbery that occurred before the shooting. Wow. Darren Wilson said that he was a suspect in the shooting. Does that shock anyone? Is anyone shocked by that little bit of information? To me, it's still, again, him trying to cover himself. I don't know. But that's what it sounds like to me. All right, so here's the statement. The statement said, here it is. This is the full one. Michael Brown's family is beyond outrage at the devious way the police chief has chosen to disseminate piecemeal information in a manner intended to assassinate the character of their son following such a brutal assassination of his person in broad daylight. There is nothing based on facts that have been placed before us that can justify the execution-style murder of their child by this police officer as he held his hands up, which is the universal sign of surrender. The prolonged release of the officer's name and then the subsequent alleged information regarding a robbery is the reason why the family and the local community have such distrust for the local law enforcement agencies. It is no way transparent to release the still photographs alleged to be Michael Brown and refuse to release the photographs of the officer that executed him. The police strategy of attempting to blame the victim will not divert our attention from being focused on the autopsy, ballistics report, and the trajectory of the bullets that caused Michael's death, and will demonstrate to the world this brutal execution of an unarmed teenager. Y'all, this is just getting absolutely ridiculous. First, we hear from the police chief that Michael Brown had an altercation inside of the police car and tried to reach for the officer's gun. Then we hear later on that his body, where he fell, was 35 feet away from the car door. We hear from witnesses that filmed and watched this situation that he had his hands up. Now, my question is this. If he was a suspect in a robbery that just taken place, why didn't the police officer arrest him or take him down for questioning? Does anybody have an answer to that? Why didn't he say, question him, whatever. You fit the description, something, rather than shooting him multiple times because he didn't have and usually when you are committing a robbery, you kind of have a gun or something, a knife, a box cutter, something, and they were casually walking. And again, the young man was to start college. He had graduated high school, made it on through. I don't know any college students that's about to leave out, they're about to get out of the hood, that all of a sudden they decide, I'm not only going to rob a place, I'm not only going to rob this place, but then I'm going to walk casually, see a police officer, fight with him in his car, try to take his gun in broad daylight. Stupidest, I swear, they think that we are the dumbest people ever, that we just cannot put one and one together and come up with two. That's just too much. No logical thinking there. I'm going to have to side with the family and the attorneys on this one by blaming the victim. It's his fault why he's dead. He fit the description. That's just it. It's his fault that he's dead. Not that, the person that was carrying the gun, the officer whose job is supposed to be to make sure peace is kept in any type of area. But apparently something happened with this man. Might need help. I don't know. Anger management. Maybe he had a short man complex. I don't know. But apparently he had a problem with these two young guys walking down the street and not moving quick enough, because a lot of us can attest that we've dealt with that very situation with police officers in any city, any and every. If you don't move quick enough, doggone it, some force is going to be used to get you to move in a quicker fashion than what you were doing before. Sad. But that's what's going on out here, guys. Do I have time to do this real fast? All right. There's a few more things I want to talk about, but I may not have. All right, I might have to cut it to one. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to talk about, I haven't said anything about Robin Williams. But I've got a few things that I want to discuss before closing out here today. So keep it locked, get banned, and outstanding. Apparently, the lies that we keep hearing the police say is just outstanding too. So keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. Yeah, every Sunday morning. Inspiration right here on the Beat Drops Radio 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in. Download the TuneIn app so you can take it wherever you go. In the air, right here on the station, Strong Radio, we are available. Make sure you get that inspiration that you need.
Stone Mountain's premier state-of-the-art technology center invites you to listen to today's hit music, enjoy refreshments, network, and plug into the World Wide Web in our relaxing atmosphere. Located in Northeast Atlanta, the Web Zone Cyber Cafe offers a convenient and enjoyable location to check for email, surf the internet, print, scan, fax documents, and make copies, all in one location. Visitors can connect to the internet using our high-speed computers and receive online assistance at no additional charge. Our 1,500 square feet cyber cafe is staffed with highly qualified and knowledgeable trainers. Ask about our mobile training for seniors program. We deliver up to 8 internet-ready computers to your community center and train seniors to effectively use the computer and safely surf the internet. Visit us online at www.thewebzoneatl.com or call 770-465-4000 for more information and rates. The Web Zone. Get away and get online.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am about to head out. This will about do it for me for today. But before I get out of here, like I said, I wanted to make mention because Robin Williams, I haven't weighed in at all. It's not too much more that I'm going to say different than what has already been said. Sad situation. Died from apparent suicide. He killed himself. And apparently, you know, Robin Williams had been openly dealing with the problems that he had been dealing with. He's been in rehab. He dealt with all types of substance abuse. And that's just not a good situation to deal with anybody. And I just wanted to say this, that as of late, we found out that from his wife that Robin Williams was in the early stages of Parkinson's disease, and we know that Parkinson's disease, you know, Muhammad Ali is dealing with that. Michael J. Fox, actor, dealing with that. And Robin Williams, I guess he, you know, I mean, all we can do is theorize. He didn't leave a note. But Robin Williams' wife said in the statement that the actor who died recently was in the early stages of Parkinson's disease. Robin's sobriety was intact, and he was brave as he struggled with his own battles of depression, anxiety, as well as early stages of Parkinson's disease, which he was not ready to share publicly. Okay, so the full statement reads, well, this is his daughter Zelda wrote this. He was always warm, even in the darkest moments. While I'll never, ever understand how he could be loved so deeply and not find it in his heart to stay, there's minor comfort in knowing our grief and loss in some small way is shared with millions. It doesn't help the pain, but at least it's a burden countless others now know we carry. And so many have offered to help lighten the load. Thank you for that. And that is via his daughter, Zelda, who put that statement out recently in regards to her dad, Robin Williams. So like I say, anybody that's suffering from depression and anxiety, that's something, get help. Get help. Talk to somebody. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible situation to deal with. And I don't want anybody to think that that's something that they can never, ever be affected by, or that they might deal with themselves. You most certainly can be a victim of anxiety or depression or anything like that. And you never know what's going through a person's mind until you are dealing with it personally yourself and experience that situation. Everybody has their own situations that they deal with. You never know what's going on with somebody. So with that being said, smile, laugh, Tell people you love them. Tell people that you appreciate them. Tell them you care about them. Take them out for a drink. Well, not always a drink, but take them out, enjoy, just have a good time, because you never ever know what somebody might be dealing with. A very dear friend of mine, took his life not long ago, and he would just smile, and he was an actor. He's very young, had his life ahead of him, but we did not know the type of sadness that he was dealing with personally within his life. So you just want to talk to people and not always assume. You know, keep the negative, derogatory stuff to yourself. My mama used to say growing up, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And I feel the same way. You never know how that's going to affect somebody positively or negatively. Everybody is not as strong as you are, apparently, to be able to take those types of darts and daggers that's given to them. You know, because in essence, everybody is yearning for that strong relationship with their Heavenly Father, their Creator, whoever you might call them, God. I say Yahweh. But I'm just saying, you know, you never know. So just take that under your hat and just think about that. Handle people with kid gloves. We will see you again. We are right here every day, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Beat Radio. We appreciate you for hanging out with us. Like us on Facebook, TheBeatDropsRadio.com. The big F is right there. Click on that. It'll take you directly to our Facebook fan page. Follow us on Twitter at BeatDropsRadio, and my Instagram handle is Bianca_Burwell. Tell everybody, keep it locked here tonight. Inspired Images at 7 p.m. We appreciate you hanging out with us.